Good evening. Today is Sunday, December 21st, 2025. I'm Rich Stevens, and this is the Cold Take. What you're about to hear is news from this week, taken only from primary sources like press conferences and court documents. You can find those sources and attribution for every story at thecoldtake.com. We begin at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island. Claudio Manuel Neves Valente is now the man accused of entering a classroom and firing at students. 11 students were shot, 2 fatally. 19-year-old Ella Cook and 18-year-old Mohammed Aziz Amirzakov were both killed in the shooting. According to an FBI affidavit, Neves Valente then traveled to Brookline, Massachusetts. There, he shot and killed MIT professor Nuno Loureiro. Both men are from Portugal and attended the same academic program there between 1995 and 2000. Thursday night, Neves Valente was found deceased by a self-inflicted gunshot wound in a storage unit in New Hampshire. Police say they have not found any writings or other material that would reveal motive. ATF said Friday that the shooter was found in possession of 2 pistols and that one matched the shooting at Brown while the other matched the Massachusetts murder. Monday, December 15th, the FBI and Department of Justice announced charges against 4 members of the Turtle Island Liberation Front. The group is charged with conspiracy and possession of an unregistered destructive device related to a written plan they self-identified as, quote, Operation Midnight Sun. Their plan was to construct and deploy IEDs on New Year's Eve. You can read more at thecoldtake.com. Monday, December 15th, Florida Department of Law Enforcement and Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins held a press conference to announce the arrests of 3 individuals for child sexual abuse online. Thousands of files depicting CSAM were recovered. This is part of a larger effort by the state of Florida to protect children online. The state is also suing the online children's game company Roblox to increase safety of children on the platform. Sunday, December 14th, actor, writer, and producer Rob Reiner was found dead in his home. His son Nick was arrested and booked for the murder of Rob and his wife Michelle and is being held without bail. Reiner appeared in 184 episodes of All in the Family. You may know him as the director of The Princess Bride or This Is Spinal Tap, but he also appeared in a 1967 episode of The Andy Griffith Show. He also played Jordan Belfort's dad in The Wolf of Wall Street and had an uncredited role in the Steve Martin classic The Jerk. That movie was directed by his father Carl. Rob Reiner was 78 years old. Moving to politics, on Tuesday, December 16, 2025, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz signed an executive order on gun violence. Following the Sunday terror attack in Australia and the Monday shooting at Brown University, Walz indicated the need for additional controls. His order expands extreme risk protection orders, known as red flag laws, and requires data collection about their effectiveness. It adds emphasis on safe firearms storage and asks the State Department of Commerce to collect data from insurance companies to report on the financial cost of gun violence. You can read his executive order at thecoldtake.com. People come and go from jobs every day, even in government and politics. So when D.C. Police Chief Pamela Smith announced her resignation on December 8th, we did not report it. However, on December 14th, the House Oversight Committee released an interim staff report on crime data accuracy in the district. The report alleges manipulation of crime data statistics and accuses Smith of pressuring officers to artificially lower the crime rate by manipulating crime classifications. Their full report is available at thecoldtake.com. In world news, Sunday, December 14th in Sydney, Australia, terrorists attacked a beach pavilion that was holding an annual Hanukkah event. A father and son who immigrated to Australia from India used multiple firearms. The father was licensed and owned the firearms legally. Over at least 7 minutes, the pair shot without resistance from the unarmed populace. Eventually, an unarmed civilian was able to disarm one shooter, and then police stepped in. 15 civilians died of their injuries. 40 more civilians and 2 police officers were transported to hospitals for treatment. Despite already having some of the world's most restrictive firearms laws, Australia announced new regulations Friday, December 19th. They will accelerate work on a national firearms registry, require citizenship for licensing, and further limit the number of firearms that one individual may own. On December 13th in Palmyra, Syria, U.S. Army Sergeants William Howard and Edgar Torres Tovar were killed by Islamic terrorists. In response, Friday, December 19th, CENTCOM announced Operation Hawkeye Strike. More than 1,000 precision munitions were deployed against 70 targets in Syria. The attack targeted ISIS fighters and was conducted with the support of the Jordanian Armed Forces. Switching gears over to finance, markets were more flat this week even than last. The Dow lost 324 points, just under 0.7%, closing at 48,134. NASDAQ added 112 points, almost a 0.5% gain, and closed at 23,307. The S&P 500 added 7 points, closing at 68,34. It's almost like everyone was getting ready for Christmas instead of trading stocks. Gold gained another $40, climbing almost 1%, and will cost you $4,368 per ounce. And in sports, the NFL playoffs are coming soon. Last weekend, the Green Bay Packers lost to the Broncos 34-26 and lost linebacker Micah Parsons to a torn ACL. Patrick Mahomes suffered the same injury in the Chiefs' 13-16 loss to the Chargers. In the NBA, Monday, December 15th, Cooper Flagg broke another of LeBron James' records. Flagg scored 42 points against the Utah Jazz to claim most single-game points by an 18-year-old in NBA history. In college football, the 12-team playoff is underway. Alabama went to Oklahoma Friday night, much to the chagrin of Notre Dame, BYU, and Vanderbilt fans who all felt that their teams were more deserving of Bama's spot. Despite digging a 17-point hole early, the Crimson Tide went to halftime with a 17-17 tie. That would become a 34-24 road win in Norman. Miami beat Texas A&M in a defensive struggle that saw no score until the third quarter. The final was 10-3. Ole Miss seems to be getting on just fine without Lane Kiffin. They beat Tulane 41-10, and Oregon handled James Madison 51-34. And like it or not, that's what happened. I'm Rich Stevens, and this has been The Cold Take.